Let me shift gears in the time we have left. Quantify it. Studying the globalists, the technocrats, the Anglo-American establishment, the technotronic era. Who in the final equation are they, and what will the world look like in 20 years if they have their way?
If they have their way, it's the slave class. We're already halfway there, maybe more. You know, when you look at the elite, they want to keep what they have, and they want to get more. And they live in an environment of fear. And I think if we continue to allow things to go the way they are, we will be in that a deeper level of Orwellian society than the one we see right now. That's not what I want for my grandchildren or great-grandchildren. And I can tell you, none of us do. But it's stepping into what we know to be right and true, doing something every day about that, whether it's supporting this program or getting the information to others. Don't step away from your obligation to yourself, to your family, to your friends, to your country. That's what has to change.
Absolutely. Let me throw one more thing at you. earthpulse.com. People can find the books, the films, all of it there. Invaluable information to wake up others, to have viewing parties, you name it. I'm not putting you on the spot about this, but, I mean, we got to put our chips, you know, on the table, our cards on the table about all this. And I know he's done some good things, some other things I didn't like too much. Right. I'm interested, and I know in family there's a code not to talk about your family, but you've talked about your dad and, you know, all the great things he did and his mysterious plane crash death, and maybe that has something to do with it. But your brother, the U.S. Senator from Alaska, Mark Begich, I mean, talking to him about stuff you can say on record, obviously he knows about all this stuff. He's your brother, and obviously you had a lot of hopes when he went to the Senate. Right. What is your view, and I mean, about your brother, and, you know, what do you say to him about the state of the world? It'd be great if he'd come out like Rand Paul or other people from, you know, the Democratic Party angle, because we need this to be bipartisan. It'd be great if people like your brother, or is he just controlled by party politics?
You know, he's not a party guy. I tell you, there's a few things I strongly disagree with him. The Obamacare vote he made is not one that I support at all. But look at some of Mark's issues on gun control. Mark is a Second Amendment rights person.
That's good, yeah.
You know, and I can tell you the day that he voted right on April 17th, I went and bought myself a new titanium 44 Magnum to celebrate the day. And
oh, yeah, let me say this. As Democrats go, and I know he's not really a Democrat, but that's how he ran, kind of like Ron Paul ran as a Republican when he's a libertarian. I mean, I'm pleased with some of what he's done. You just wish, man, you're so great. I just wish we had like a Nick Begich in the U.S. Senate. Maybe you can run for Senate. We'll have 2 U.S. senators that are Begiches.
Yeah, you never know. But, you know, I tell you what, is I contemplated politics for a long time. I even ran a couple of times for local office. And I really feel the role I'm in now. Public education is more important. I don't want to be one of the babies thrown out with the bathwater. I'd like to be there after the revolution and really build a country that's based on what we all believe is right and true.
What would you do, first thing, in the minute we've got left, what would you do if you were a U.S. Senator?
I would be attacking the surveillance society. I'd be looking for creating more whistleblower mechanisms that allow people to come forward with the truth, things that people can trust in and not necessarily run by government. That was an issue we intended to push in Europe when we gained a certain amount of momentum, and the politicians that work with us were taken out by the elite. And I can tell you this, the opportunity for people to speak the truth and say the truth needs to be enhanced in this country and not suppressed. We need a way to do that in an orderly way that give people confidence and security within a country that has dissolved it with the sense of a security state. The reality is, for true liberty to exist, we've got to have disclosure, and that means a little bit of risk. And that little bit of risk we just have to have. That's the price of a democratic republic in the 21st century. We can do a lot to ensure it and preserve it, but the real preservation of democracies and republics are the citizens, you and I. The elite doesn't like the idea that we can step in to the kind of power that every...
Exactly. They want control. They want us to think that they're invincible. They're not. And so the answer is realizing that. The answer is 1776. Thank you, Dr. Begich. Thank you so much, buddy.
Hey, thanks for being there, and keep the revolution alive. We're going to change this thing.
We are. We'll be right back with more news. Introducing Pro One. All of your filtration in one system, portable, on the go. No more do you have 2 or 3 filters to just reduce sodium fluoride. You have a system that cuts out the sodium fluoride and up to 95% of hydrofluorosilicic acid. Advanced manufacturing technology combines silver-impregnated white ceramic with new Aquamedics advanced media for removal of fluoride and other heavy metals, all in one filter element. It is the only one that does it, and out of the gates, we have it discounted at 10% off with promo code WATER. This is the only system that in one unit helps reduce or remove pesticides, herbicides, chloramines, ammonia, and chlorine, hydrofluorosilicic acid, the most common form of fluoride not covered by other fluoride filter brands, and sodium hexafluorosilicate. Get your Pro Pure with the new Pro One filter today at InfoWarsStore.com or by calling 888-253-3139.